Welcome to Talk Tickers, where we break down the latest earnings calls. Today, we are diving into Northern Trust's fourth quarter results. And let me tell you, this was a blockbuster report that sent the stock to all-time highs and really had analysts scrambling to update their models. You know, the whole story for Northern Trust this quarter can really be boiled down to three simple things. They delivered a powerful beat on earnings, they raised their targets for the future, and the market absolutely loved it, sending the stock to a new record. This was a textbook beat and raise performance. And it all started with the number that really turned heads, a 32-cent beat on adjusted earnings per share. A surprise of that magnitude, well, that's what separates a good quarter from a truly great one. And it was a huge signal that something powerful was happening under the hood. So let's get into the specifics and see just how strong these numbers really were. As you can see, Northern Trust just cleared expectations pretty much across the board. They posted revenue of $2.12 billion and GAAP EPS of $2.42. But honestly, that non-GAAP number is what tells the real story of operational excellence this quarter, coming in a full 32 cents above what the street was modeling. So, what exactly was driving that impressive top-line beat? Well, it wasn't just one single item. The strength was remarkably broad-based, right across their key revenue drivers. Okay, so their core trust fees, that's the bread and butter of the business, grew a really healthy 7% year over year. But the real rocket fuel was the record-setting 14% surge in net interest income, or NII. I mean, when you combine that steady fee growth with a massive jump in NII, you get a very, very powerful earnings engine. Now, we have to be honest. This performance was absolutely helped by a powerful market tailwind. A strong rally in the stock market drove their assets under custody and administration up 11% year over year to a staggering $18.7 trillion. And you can really see the sheer scale of their asset management arm here, with assets under management also climbing 12% to $1.8 trillion. This market beta, as we call it, is a huge part of the story, since higher asset values directly fuel their fee income. A strong quarter is one thing, but for investors, what really matters is where the company is headed from here. So let's dig into management's commentary and their updated targets. Management basically framed this as a durability-proof quarter. They stressed that this wasn't just about them riding a market wave. They really credited their One Northern Trust strategy, that's an internal push to integrate services and operate more efficiently, for driving these results, and crucially, for delivering what's called positive operating leverage. All that means is that their revenues are growing faster than their expenses. And here's the crucial point. Their confidence was so high that they formally raised their medium-term profitability targets. They're now aiming for a 33% pre-tax margin and a mid-teens return on equity. That's a signal of a whole new level of conviction in where they're headed. And they backed up all that confidence with some concrete goals. They're guiding for continued NII growth. They're raising their productivity target by 10%. And they explicitly called out investments in AI to help automate things. And get this, they're committing to return over 100% of earnings to shareholders. That is a powerful message to send. So how did the market actually react to this impressive beat and raise? Let's take a look at the tape. Well, the initial reaction was just pure euphoria. The stock gapped up and soared to a new all-time high during the day. But then we saw a classic sell-the-news dynamic kick in, as the stock faded from those peaks, while investors digested the big run-up and decided to lock in some profits. But let's put that little fade into perspective. This move really just capped a period of tremendous outperformance. You can see right here how Northern Trust has been crushing the broader financial sector. That outperformance shows the strong momentum the stock had even before this blowout report. So all of this brings us to the most important question for anyone watching this stock. Exactly. After a quarter this strong, where does Northern Trust go from here? And what should we be watching for when they report their Q1 results? The narrative now really shifts to execution. The market is going to want proof that this operating leverage is sustainable, even if the market isn't as favorable. The key things to watch are whether their productivity gains can keep costs in check and if they can manage their deposit pricing to protect that record high NII. So our call here is outperform. Management has proven its ability to execute, and those newly raised long-term targets create a really compelling thesis. We believe the post-earnings dip from the all-time high provides a more attractive entry point for investors who believe management can deliver on its new, higher promises. This is not financial advice.